All right, you're live. 3, 2, 1.
All rise for your dishonorable, not a real judge, Damone Allen. Debatable is now in session. Go! 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 Go!
Welcome to a new episode of Debatable. I am your host, not a real judge, Damone Allen. Joining me as always is Hi-Fi Mike.
Hey.
Primetime Travie T.
Hey.
And
Hey,
this
fuck
week... What? Why? Why
Trav,
fuck me here, Travis?
fuck Travis. He stole my A.
Damn, Travis, like... Stop you're throwing shit into the mic. We have two special guests today from the Boy Meets World Fever podcast. We have Cameron and we have Chance. Tell the people about your show and about yourselves.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. I am Chance. I am one half of Boy Meets World Fever, a recap podcast about Boy Meets World sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm Cameron on the other half, and it is a show mostly about Boy Meets World.
We go on a lot of tangents, and we have some episodes that just aren't about Boy Meets World for whatever reason.
Like you do.
Very much so. I can attest to that. I'm almost caught up.
Oh,
It's been three weeks almost straight outside of listening to a couple other shows. I'm so close to getting caught up.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
You guys gotta produce more shows. Produce a bunch more shows real quick so that he never catches up.
We need to drop like 5 episodes.
I'll get caught up. Well, I listen to I listen at work, so I listen to 6 to 8 episodes a day.
Oh wow!
Oh,
so
yeah,
I get caught up.
It,
It helps that usually when they're an hour long, when you guys split them into one episode per episode, as weird as that sounds, it definitely is taking a lot longer, and some episodes are like 2 hours. So it's like, but I'm getting there.
That's true. We really will try to avoid those 2-hour episodes, but
yeah, it hasn't happened lately.
It'll go, and I'll be like, it feels like it's been longer than an hour, and I'll look, and it's been like 2 hours. Well, all right, that makes sense.
We're doing it for you.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. It really is. I same thing when Tanya and Alden came on a couple of our shows. I'm always just flustered.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've been on their show twice.
Mike might be the biggest Boy Meets World fan I've ever met in my life. Like, this is,
oh wow!
No, there are bigger ones.
He listens to multiple Boy Meets World podcasts.
Yes, does the.
I didn't know there was one, to be honest.
Another shout out to Tanya and Alden, the Boy Meets Girl Meets Boy Meets World group. They're bigger fans than I am.
Mm-hmm.
I watch a lot, but they really get into it. I'm like, I don't think this deep about the show.
Yeah,
well,
Alden and Tanya are two of our favorite people. So
yeah, they're definitely fans. They're friends of our company.
They're no friends
actually, when I first got your message, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to research these guys and see if I want to respond to them. But then I saw that Alden and Tanya followed you guys.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay. I trust Alden and Tanya's judgment. So,
well, welcome to the show. This is Debatable, where you debate the serious, the silly, and everything in between. So let's get started. So we have 2 topics as always. So our first topic is going to be Xavier's Institute for Gifted Youth, aka X-Men, versus the high school from My Hero Academia.
What is it called, Damone?
I don't fucking know. It's
UA High School.
Is it just UA? Is it just UA?
It's UA High School, but I think you also fucked up. It's Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. If I'm,
I don't fucking know. I just
you're the host of the goddamn show. Do your fucking homework, you dork.
I said when Keith put. I'm blaming Keith for that one. I said what Keith put in the family wall. That's what I'm going with. I trust Keith.
Thanks a lot, Keith.
Always passing the buck.
Yep.
That's exactly what he does.
Yep. Anyway, X-Men versus My Hero Academia. Who's winning in a fight? Who's better?
In a fight?
I'm assuming they're fighting each other.
I thought we were just really going off of the lessons plans and seeing which one had a better, safer.
Who has a better history program? Chance, we'll start with you. Who you got? You got My Hero or X-Men?
I've done a lot of thinking about this because when I first thought of the idea, I was like, this will be silly. And then I'm like, wait, there are a lot of actual philosophical differences between these schools. And at the end of the day, it came down to two things. UA at least has a system that they like try to implement, and there's licenses and there's background checks for this really dangerous line of work. Xavier's Institute, I mean, his name is in the title. It's like a vanity project. It's like one man building an army of superhuman.
Xavier
children.
is the background check. What do you mean?
Hold on. I got a question. So is this a fight, or is this who has the better school program?
Whichever you want.
Whichever one you want it to be. Why don't we say
I got
both?
answers for both.
Why don't we say both? So, Chance, you're saying that UA is a better school, but if these two were the fight, who's winning in a fight?
Oh, Xavier's 100%, just because of the amount of characters they have. I mean, the amount of people who have been through Xavier's. I'm not sure Magneto couldn't solo the entire UA verse himself.
Jean Grey, like Phoenix.
True.
Jean Grey, like she's putting it, like All Might is for sure UA's best student, right? Like of all time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he's getting snuffed by Jean Grey.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if All Might lose to Wolverine.
I am not a versus battler guy. I like to engage every once in a while, but I kind of think you might be right. I mean,
I feel like Wolverine just outlasts him. It just beats the hell out of him. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
And
you
I'm-
just gotta
and
make
I'm
it like
thinking-
less than an hour, and then All Might's done.
yeah, right.
I was thinking Prime All Might, like before.
You're not thinking
before
superhero.
Before the instant like shrink down.
Yeah.
Cameron, so there's two questions you got to answer. Which is the better school, and then who wins in a fight?
Yeah, I think I agree with Chance on the better school. I think if I were going to choose where to go, and if I had superpowers and whatnot, I'd want to go to UA. But I think that just kind of is because the way the universe is. It's not like you go to UA and you're like set up for life. Like you're gonna be somebody. You got the support of the people. But it's like you go to Xavier's and everyone's gonna hate you just because of the nature of like mutants. And
Well, they already hate
you're
you.
branded a terrorist.
They're already gonna hate you if you find out you're a mutant. So you might as well go and learn.
But in UA, if he's taking the choice of which one to go to, he's going into that universe. So UA, they don't hate you. You're 80% of the world has a quirk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's being in the majority of human evolution or being in the minority of human evolution.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd want to go the easier path, I guess.
And you're gonna get praised if you go to UA, even if you're like a sidekick or you're like
General studies.
general studies. Like you still went to UA. It's still setting you up for life, right?
Yeah.
It's like going to Harvard. Like if you go to Harvard, odds are you're set up to do something no matter what.
Mm-hmm. But if it comes down to a fight, there's just, you have like Storm on one end and like a girl who's a frog on the other. And we've already seen how that plays out. Like we know what happens when a frog gets hit by lightning.
Good callback.
Like Halle Berry's answered that question for us. And so we don't need to worry about it.
Travi.
I agree with both of them. I think UA. I don't even know. Does Charles Xavier actually a school, or is it just like a boarding house? It is a school. Okay,
It is a school.
Because
It depends on what iteration you go with.
I would say every iteration I personally took in was they went to high school outside of the institute.
X-Men 92 definitely had it as a school.
I don't. Here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've read very little comic books. Mine's all visual media, like cartoons.
Well, comic books are visual because you use your eyes.
Fair enough.
Got him.
Xavier's has always been a school, but it's not always the most focused on thing. There's a run of all new X-Men in the early 2000s that really focuses on the school aspect of like the next generation
Right.
that I like a lot. And like the New Mutants really kind of cemented the school aspect because they went to school at Xavier's back in like the 70s. But that being said, it was never like a prime focus of their book was school drama.
Mm-hmm.
And then in terms of the fighting, I just remembered the fucking Iceman is on the X-Men. He solos, Jean Grey solos, Magneto solos, Charles Xavier might solo. Like
Negasonic Warhead.
Oh yeah.
Did Juggernaut go through?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I mean Wolverine probably solos. Like
Storm probably solo.
Storm probably they're OP as fuck.
Like Omega level ridiculousness.
Yeah, in a fight, the X-Men are just kind of,
and they're probably going to be more of a unit than high school students.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. You haven't watched My Hero, so it's bullshit.
I mean, I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes.
He wasn't even high
I
school.
didn't even get to the school by that point.
No, but I did other research because I knew I wasn't going to make
it.
I've only watched the first season and like 3 episodes of the second season. I'm almost
caught up. I need to watch the 5th season. Actually, I'm not all the way caught up.
Like I like it, but I think it's universal. X-Men is killing them in a fight.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and UA is a better school.
So when it comes down to me, if we're talking about better school, it's classroom sizes. All right, so there's only at most 100 students at Xavier's Institute, and you're going to get one-on-one training and learning. So there's that time, and it's a private school, and it's far away. This sounds more like a high school, public-ish high school, where 80% of people in a world where 80% of people have quirks. While it's a good school, your classroom sizes are going to be large, and I feel like they would be more into standardized testing than Xavier's Institute, and you'd learn more at Xavier's Institute. So it goes
the class sizes aren't really that big. Like the classes,
you're gonna get. You're gonna get around 20 people per class, while Xavier's Institute's gonna have less and a smaller.
How are they gonna have less? How many fucking teachers do they have?
There's not many.
There's
Storm, Wolverine, I think Cyclops,
Beast.
I thought Cyclops is
Xavier
is one of the kids.
It depends on right. It depends on where
people spending at Xavier's versus UA.
I think Xavier really bankrolls it himself, but it's
I would agree with that.
Or the tax collectors come and he wipes their memory.
It's invitation only to Xavier. You don't just show up at Xavier's Institute.
Yeah, what's the tuition? What's the tuition looking like at both?
UA, you definitely are paying. So
I will say this: I'm gonna go against my own argument because I do think UA is a more realistic school, but UA is also like kind of an elitist school a little bit, and it breeds people like Bakugo who like want to be super competitive and be the best. Xavier's is a place for the outsider. It is a place for people with nowhere left to go, and
that's nice. Yeah,
there's beauty in that. That being said, teenagers should not be flying a
military jet.
Yeah, a military jet.
I think in my mind, the reason I'm getting fucked up is the most recent X-Men I've watched is what's the cartoon where Wolverine's wearing orange?
X-Men Evolution.
Yeah, that's the most recent one I've watched, and they're all in fucking high school, including
it's fantastic.
Cyclops. So it's like that's what I'm thinking of.
Here's the question.
All right.
Which school do you think Mr. Feeney would teach at? Would he rather go to Xavier's Institute or UA?
UA.
I feel like he might have started at UA, but then I feel like he goes to Xavier's.
Yeah, when Corey and Sean go to Xavier's, he shows up.
Sean's the Xavier now. UA.
He's the intern Xavier.
I'm Xavier now.
I want Feeney to be Xavier instead of Xavier being Xavier.
Think about how awesome that would be.
Yeah, I feel like Feeney may have like started his career at UA, but then he eventually like transitions because he doesn't like that it's like an elitist school, so he transitions to a more like for the outsiders, like you guys said that Xavier's is. So I could see him definitely teaching there.
The Sean Hunters
Plus,
of the world.
Yeah, Sean Hunter
They don't
definitely.
go to UA.
Yeah.
No.
The finale of was season when they graduate high school. Tamega turns down Xavier's Institute to go to UA.
Yeah. Why couldn't you have just gone to Xavier's?
That's the crossover episodes we need. So I also agree that UA is the better school structure, but because I feel like Xavier's, you're not really learning your reading and your arithmetic.
Mhm.
But
well, you don't need to. You just need to know to blow shit up and how to work as an elite unit.
It's true. I mean,
I
military.
guess.
Basically, like, ooh, let's be a private military for this guy, and he's like, sure, I'll put the first letter of my name on you.
It sounds
much.
You are mine.
He really did fucking just
build
start
an army.
But it sounds. I mean, he went through the alphabet. Nothing else worked. He was like, X is the only letter that sounds cool. He
couldn't have went with C.
He would say he went with C, man. It's like, nope, let's just go all the way to let's work backwards.
So I'm going with I agree with that, and then I agree the X-Men wash UA, especially also UA. They're still, at least where I'm at in this series, they're still trying to figure out their quirks and their powers.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm even taking into account anybody that's ever graduated from UA, all of them at once. The X-Men are fucking washing them.
Yeah, because
All Might, they look at All Might like God, and Prime All Might's getting snuffed by like at least 6 of the X-Men one-on-one. So it doesn't matter.
Because even in like his All Might form, he struggles. There's people he struggles with that none of the X-Men would.
Yeah, also you're looking at it through a different lens. Like you gotta look at Prime, like no superhero
illness,
no like half of his esophagus missing, not esophagus, his lungs, whatever the fuck they took.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. An interesting fact about one of the X-Men, Gambit, who I think is one of the more slept on X-Men, not in a factor of coolness, but a factor of power. Mm-hmm. It's actually canon in the universe that he was so powerful that they gave him a lobotomy so he would be less powerful. So he could probably solo all of UA by himself in his prime.
That's 7 people that can solo. Also, who is beating the X-Men at this point? Like,
I mean, at one point, the last I paid attention to an X-Men comic, it was X-Men versus the X-Men, and then they split into 2 different X-Men groups.
Okay,
well, that was a while ago.
Death of X is the last thing I remember, and then right after that, was it Gold and Blue, and then I stopped. They got too much. I was like, once you split into 2 different. I'm either going to try reading you or I'm not, and I just gave up.
There was the Black and White, and there was the Wolfpack.
Yeah, basically. It was like Blue had like newer... One of them had newer heroes, and then one of them had like...
the classics.
Versions of the current members, but they were older versions.
Displaced.
They're younger they were time displaced. They were younger versions of them in the present time because Cyclops had died, and so there's a young Cyclops.
That sounds
can
like
I fix that for you? Would you
go for it, man?
Cyclops, with the Phoenix Force, murders Charles Xavier and kind of goes power mad, and Beast brings the original 5 X-Men from their prime back to the future to remind Cyclops how to be a hero.
Who is the original?
But then they just decided they're going to stay.
Right.
Fucking Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, Beast, Angel.
Yep. Those
nailed it.
5.
So Wolverine's not even a top.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't part of the OG 5.
Did he pre-exist the X-Men though?
He did pre-exist the X-Men by a little bit, not much.
Like,
And
are you
then
talking about like the publication?
Like in terms of, but yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Because I was like, I mean,
Yeah.
he's like 100 years old, isn't he? Like,
yeah.
that's I
Yeah,
think you're
at
talking about
least.
fictional history. But also another thing we didn't talk about was Rogue could just take her gloves off, start touching motherfuckers and dropping them dead. So
It's true. UA has a guy that does that too, though.
What if they both touch each other? What happens?
Which guy does that?
He's like
it
one of the
Class
side
B?
characters. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like
Yeah,
a
I don't
blonde
know.
guy in Class B that really hates Class A for some reason.
Don't they all?
Gotcha. Yeah, all of Class B hates Class A. Also, the one guy in Class B that was in general studies originally and then got moved up, the guy that Deku faces in the tournament thing, that motherfucker looks just like Stu Pickles.
He does.
It does look stupid because it's true.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna play an ad for Rays.
Am I clicking it or are you clicking it?
I'm clicking it.
All right.
Are you tired? Tired of those other energy drinks hitting you with a short burst of jittery energy, followed by a crash that leaves you with less energy than you had before? Well, fear not, because Ray's energy drinks are specifically formulated to get you going without making you jittery and keeps you from crashing. With 0 sugars, 0 calories, and better caffeine than a cup of coffee, Ray's energy drinks are the #1 growing energy drink on the market. With flavors like Baja Lime, Sour Gummy Worm, Guava Mango, and Strawberry Colada, Ray's has some of the best tasting energy drinks available. You can get a case of Ray's right now by going to repsports.com and using promo code T1THREE when you check out to take 15% off of your next order. That's promo code T1THREE for 15% off of your next order of better, tastier energy.
Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to transition to our tournament. The way tournaments work here at T13 Media is under Travi T rules. So instead of Travis throwing out 42 different things to put into the tournament, we have some sort of order. Don't shake your head, you know it's the truth.
Fake news.
So
We
each
have
person-
video and audio proving that you do this.
Pull it up then.
We had to
Pull it
put
up then.
we had to put
Editor
this rule
man.
in place.
You can't fucking prove it.
We
I
can.
literally could.
Then
Go
do
listen to episodes like 45 through like
News.
65. So each person will get a certain number. In this case, each person will get 3 to put into that math's not right. Each person will get a certain number to put into the tournament. We'll randomize them, and then they go head to head until there's one final winner. So there's 6.
Unfortunately, we don't have a cool jingle in between rounds.
We don't.
Sorry.
So this week's tournament is going to be who is
could
the
use
best DC villain.
Mhm.
So
Ooh.
they just have to be a villain and they have to be DC, obviously. So Mike, bring up the bracket. How many of us are there? There's 6.
Oh,
You,
I'm so
you guys know
confused.
math's not my strong suit. Someone do the math.
There's 5 of us.
There's 5 of us.
Are there 5?
Yeah, he didn't.
Yep,
He can't
I can't
count.
do math. I
We're
also
still
can't
working
count.
We're still working on addition and multiplication, all that, and counting apparently.
I was elected to
You
don't
lead,
need
not to read. Exactly. I went to Xavier's school, so I didn't need. I never
Right.
learned
This
to
is why we
count.
need standardized
I'm a 5th
testing.
grade
This
teacher.
right
This
here.
is what they don't tell you. You don't need that.
Counting.
Yeah, yo,
You need counting.
overrated.
I'm in the real world. You need counting.
Yeah, I count at my job every day.
Jesus.
So
Computers do it for you.
each person will get each person will get 3, and then there'll be one extra, one universal. So we'll start
Joker's the
with
universal, right?
Yeah, just put Joker in. Let's just
Joker's the
let's
universal.
just stop fucking around and put Joker in.
Okay, so we'll start with you, Cameron. Who are you? You're 3.
Okay, I'm going to say Darkseid. I'm going to say Superboy Prime.
I was just
And
talking
then
about
I'm going to
him.
say Lex Luthor.
Mike, you're typing in the wrong
Yeah, I
spot.
see that. I got it. Keep going. I got it.
And then Lex was his last one. Okay. Chance.
I'm gonna do Captain Cold,
Ooh, yeah.
Black Manta,
Okay.
and then Sinestro.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay. Travi.
Well, first off, I'm going with the pettiest villain to ever live, Reverse Flash.
Damn, that was one of mine.
Next we'll go with Brainiac,
Good one.
and then we'll go with Raj Al Ghul.
I hate spelling his name.
R apostrophe A S.
Yeah, I know there's an apostrophe in there. I just don't remember.
Al
what it
Yeah.
is.
Ghul. Also,
It's R-A apostrophe S.
Honorary mention for one that won't get picked but could.
Why can't you wait till we're done and then?
Because no one's gonna say this is a joke, Mike. Just fucking let me get my fucking jokes off.
It's
Okay?
GHU.
PHU.
It's fucking-
GHUL.
Honorary mention for one that would win, so we had to take it out because it's too OP. Republicans. Get it? DC.
Just
Got
all
'em.
senators.
Politicians in
what's the-
general.
Yeah, true.
Lobbyists.
Okay, Mike.
Let's go Bane.
Okay.
Oop, not
He's the
Bane,
man who
Bane.
broke the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with Catwoman. And let's go with Penguin.
Okay. I'm gonna go with General Zod.
I like how Mike only picked Batman.
Yeah, I only picked Batman. I realized that afterwards, but it's fine.
Did anyone say
He's got a lot.
Deathstroke?
No, but Deathstroke deserves to be on here.
Deathstroke.
I almost took Brainiac off for Deathstroke, but
And then Doomsday.
you know who's a fucking bullshit ass villain?
The Riddler.
Fucking Vandal Savage. Fuck him.
Oh,
I'm
I
watching-
was.
I'm
Yeah,
big on
you-
Young Justice, and he's just fucking the worst.
He's in Heroes of Tomorrow, Legends of Tomorrow, right?
He doesn't
I'm pretty
do
sure.
anything. He doesn't fucking do anything in Young Justice the entire time. He's just plotting. It's like we're on season 4, and he's just been plotting.
I kind of
Well,
want
when
to
you
put,
live forever,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
a long game.
He doesn't even care he doesn't even care. Like he's just like, I'm gonna move this piece, and I'm gonna see what happens. Like,
Did you ever see the episode of Justice League where Superman goes forward in time like 20,000 years and Vandal Savage is all that's left?
No, I didn't. That's
They
crazy.
team up to fight giant cockroaches.
Well, it's a beautiful episode actually, all about like the nature of humanity and stuff.
This is like the old 2000s, like DCAU Justice League.
Yep.
I'm kind of upset nobody picked Kite Man.
Who?
Condiment King.
Eggman.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, I've got a whole fucking list of reasons why Reverse Flash is the best. So just be prepared.
Ooh. I'm pulling for one too, though. So I don't know.
Everybody good with their choices?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lock it in. You everyone you picked was Batman, Mike.
you know what? I looked at the list. I was like, I could choose more Batman because we didn't put Scarecrow or Ivy in here.
Wait, this is the best villain and not the strongest villain, right?
Yeah.
Yes, best, whatever you determine best to be.
Okay. I was like, because there's a couple in here that just
Well, which one would I want to go to high school with?
That would be.
No.
This would be a great show that I'd watch. Villain High School. Every day we shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and.
Okay. So first one is going to be Captain Cold versus Doomsday. Travi.
I like Captain Cold, man. I like a good ice-powered hero or villain, so I'm gonna go Captain Cold.
Mr. Freeze did not make the cut.
He should have. He should have got in here over fucking Captain Cold.
No, Captain Cold is better
disagree.
is 1,000 times
Mr.
better
Freeze
than.
wasn't.
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger ruined Mr. Freeze. First of
Get the
all,
fuck outta here.
let's
Get the fuck
put
outta
it out there. He did. But Captain Cold is better in every iteration, especially Legends of Tomorrow.
Plus, his outfit is just
On
choice.
Cameron.
I'm also going to vote Captain Cold. I just think he's like so interesting, just as a character. You know, like a villain with a code.
Yeah, Chance.
I mean, Doomsday would kill him in an instant, but Captain Cold is one of my precious boys.
Mike.
I'm gonna go Doomsday just for the sympathy vote because I believe Doomsday at least needs something.
He deserves
on.
one.
He deserves
the moment's
one.
the vote too.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, I do get the vote.
It doesn't matter
You
because
still vote. Let him vote.
Yeah.
Just like your real vote. Doesn't really matter.
True.
That's
We don't
two
know what
political
state
votes
he's
less
in.
than fucking 5 minutes. I love it.
I was gonna give
Doomsday.
I was gonna give Doomsday the sympathy vote. So,
Okay,
that's fine.
fair enough.
Joker versus Raj Al Ghul. Mike.
Joker. It's just hands down Joker. Ra's al Ghul is I hate him.
What?
All overall, I don't like him. I just
Why?
don't like him. I hate when he's on the screen. He's boring. I just don't like his character. But Joker, I always love Joker. Every iteration of Joker.
Okay, Chance.
This is really hard because they're both great in their own ways. I find Ra's actually a little more interesting. In comics, he's more of a eco-terrorist than he is anything. And I don't know. I feel that's a little more interesting than like chaos without purpose.
Okay. Cameron.
Oh man. Why can't I have the vote that doesn't mean anything? I think, and this isn't just because he's in the room with me and I got to give him a ride home later, but I also just think that Ra's is more interesting than the Joker to me. Like I just kind of, I'm over the Joker in some ways. You know, I feel like he's just like that character that always pops up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone trying to be an edgelord or whatever. So like, I'm the Joker. And it's like, meh.
Yeah.
Guess I'm going Ra's.
Travi.
I'm gonna go with Ra's al Ghul as well.
I
For all the
also
reasons
go.
you just said.
If
I'm
we're
going with
explaining
Al
our
Ghul
choices
as
too
well.
much, let us know.
No,
The-
next round will
the fir-
be.
Yeah. The first round we always go through like explaining, and then the second, and third, and fourth rounds we try to be quick.
Because
Yeah.
usually we go over from explaining.
Yeah.
But we're on a short show right now, so we might be able to explain all the fucking
Right.
picks.
Yeah, I'm going with Al Ghul as well. I also agree he's more interesting. Like the Joker, we've seen so many movies and so many shows with
Because
him in
he's
it.
GOAT.
He's great, but like at some point it's kind of overdone. Like be like if they didn't do another Batman Joker movie for the next like 20 years, I'd be okay.
20 years is pushing it.
Fine.
Interesting tidbit. Joker was entirely absent from the comics for like 8 years leading up to 2011. And then they brought him back for this event called Black Mirror. And I was so hyped to see Joker. And Black Mirror is just an incredible story, Batman story in general. But they brought him back and I was so hyped to see him. And since then he's been so saturated. I'm just like,
I mean, they had the 3 Joker thing that I still have the books. I have the Black Label, books that I just haven't read yet. But I like the Joker. I mean,
I like the Joker too. Maybe 20 years was pushing it. That was hyperbole. But like if he went away for a while, like I think it would distance makes the heart go fonder. So I think like just having so much Joker and the Joker movie was great.
I
But,
like the Joker.
I did too, but like I was just too much Joker. Like you see
There's
Joker
not been
too
that
much.
much Joker.
Did you see that they added? So they have in the Batwoman show, one of their characters is turning into the Joker.
Yeah.
Or he's going to be the Joker.
Yeah.
We just need a Batman. Just give us a Batman TV show. Can we just have it now? Can we please just stop trying to go around it? Can we just have it?
But they
Stop
already had
doing everything except for the actual thing.
We
Yeah,
already had
Gotham.
the perfect Batman movie show.
No, a live action Batman show.
Yeah, we already had the perfect one. Adam West. That
Oh
was
my God.
perfect. We already
You've
had
never
it.
watched an episode. Get out of here.
I've watched
Hey,
a lot
never
of
watched-
Adam West.
I've never watched Adam West
Batman.
as Batman as live action, but they came out with a DVD that was him and who was Robin? Burt Reynolds?
Burt Ward.
Burt Ward, yeah.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds. Who the fuck am I
Burt
talking
Reynolds.
That would be weird. That would have been a weird.
That would be awesome.
But it
I'd
was,
watch
it
it.
was a animated version of it, and they did
Yes.
voiceovers for it. Like it was all the original cast. That shit was great. I don't care what the fuck you said. It was hilarious.
I mean,
They did
when
it
they team up with Scooby Doo,
yeah.
that's the stuff. Like, I'm
Like
here
him
for it.
Just Batman doing dancing,
I don't need
like-
Batman to always be fucking like.
dark and brooding.
Yeah.
And I'm sad.
Actually,
I'm depressed.
I'm sick of dark
Batman-
and brooding Batman.
Batman
Like,
Two-Face.
I'm done with it.
I think.
So
And I
this is
love
just-
Batman. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love Batman.
I do too.
But
Mhm.
I don't. I like the idea of him having like the Brave and the Bold is a great show, which also
Mhm.
shows a
It
more
is.
like lighthearted side.
It's
of
lighthearted.
Batman. Yeah, I don't think
Dick
Dick Grayson's my favorite superhero.
Dick Grayson's in my top three: Batman, Spider-Man, Dick Grayson. I don't know who's where. Because Dick Grayson might be one or two. I don't know.
It
It's
can't
Superman
always
Batman.
be. It can't always be depressed Batman.
I think Red Hood's better than Nightwing.
Get the fuck out of here!
1,000 times better than Nightwing. And I think Damien's the best Robin. Fight
Fuck
me.
you! Fuck
I
you!
think Tim's the best Robin.
The run where it's Dick Grayson as Batman
Mhm. That ends
and
in Black
Damian
Mirror.
as that's so good.
Yeah, it is
Like,
really
that
good.
is
But-
wonderful Batman.
To Chance's point, Tim is definitely the best Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dick Grayson is the
belongs as
best.
Robin.
Is the best of the Robins.
Damien is the best Robin.
But Tim is the perfect partner for Batman.
that was my
That's right.
impression of Damian.
I love it. Fuck Damien and fuck Jason Todd.
I've actually thought for a long time.
We're changing the
Damien should-
bracket to best Robin.
Best Robin.
Yes.
Everyone name a Robin.
Stephanie Brown.
That one girl Robin from The Dark Knight Returns,
Oh yeah, I forget her name.
and then the boy Robins. And that's it.
Now Stephanie was Robin for a little while.
Right.
Yeah, there was two girl Robins. One
Yeah,
was
there's been two girl Robins, but there's also we could just do Batman sidekicks and have Batgirl and Orphan in there as well.
we could have
and-
the Signal in there.
Yeah, Signal. It's true. And that
Was it Knight-
Kryptonian that
Knight
was
and
going crazy.
Squire. I guess that's a different Batman.
That's a different Batman. Yeah.
Lex Luthor versus Reverse Flash. Travi.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna read some things to you. Reverse Flash
I
killed
should've
his
done
younger
this.
brother out of envy for his success. Killed his career rival at the Flash Museum. Killed every boyfriend that his crush had and put her in a vegetative state, crippling her for life because she wouldn't date him even when single. He went back in time and killed Barry Allen's mom and then framed Barry's dad for it. Went out of his way to erase Barry's childhood friends from existence so that he would just be lonely. Pushed Barry down the stairs as a kid. Moved Barry's arm so he wouldn't catch the ball at a baseball game. Actually was the monster under Barry's bed and tormented him throughout his childhood. Killed Barry's wife once and tried it again when he got remarried. Was willing to allow Earth to be destroyed just because he wanted to make Barry feel bad for trying to save his mom from getting killed. Has retconned reality numerous times just to mess with Barry and the Flash family. And once told Barry that when he goes back in time and kills his mom again, he will pose as a social worker so that he can raise him as his own son. That man is the GOAT. Moving forward.
I should have done this for Captain Cold. I didn't know I could.
Cameron.
So that's a vote for Lex Luthor then.
All I heard is he does all that and still gets his ass kicked by the Flash. And
He
loses.
fucking went. It's not about
it
that.
doesn't
The
matter.
villain always
He's not
loses.
even the best. To me, he's not the best villain in the Flash.
He fucking went to back in time to Barry's baseball game and moved his arm so he didn't fucking catch the ball. That's petty shit.
That's petty, but that doesn't make him good. It makes him petty.
Mike, he made time to go back in time and be under Barry Allen's bed so he can torture this motherfucker. He told him he was going to kill his mom and raise him as his own son.
Cameron.
I'm too scared to choose anything else. So I'm gonna go with Reverse Flash. I don't want Travis to hide under my bed. Unfortunately.
I love all Flash villains. I really do. I think it's maybe the best rogues gallery in comics. Sorry, Spider-Man and Batman. But I love Lex Luthor. Like, I really love Lex. There's a moment in Blackest Night where he gets a orange lantern, which is a greed ring, and he's like, I want to be Superman. That's like his big like greed. Like, all he wants is to be Superman. And I just think that's so interesting that like his whole thing is envy. Like, he's just this rich guy who hates an immigrant so bad because he wants to be him.
Lex definitely is
that
a
sounds
Republican.
real. Oh yeah, like for sure, Lex is a Republican. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, I mean he's Jeff Bezos. Let's be honest.
Pretty much.
yeah.
This could be a final for me. It doesn't have who I want in the final yet, but it could be. I'm gonna go with Lex, but it's very close.
Okay, Mike.
I'm gonna also go with Lex because you never know when Reverse Flash is a bad guy, but with Lex Luthor, you never know if he's being a bad guy or a good guy or both or neither.
Yeah,
he's always just one step ahead. I mean, he was technically Superman for a minute there, and then he's like, "Nah, fuck that, I'm evil again." So
it's true. I do love that Reverse Flash is a living time anomaly. It's very fun.
Isn't this tournament best DC villain?
Yes.
Not best who can play villain and good and who can play. I mean, I'm not
right, but all in all, he's
here.
such a good villain that you never know if he's actually a villain.
There is a moment in the comics.
Villain, they know you're a villain. You go back in time and hide under a kid's bed.
But where they say, Lex, we found the cure to cancer.
Yes.
And he says, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to extend the development and blah, 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 blah. We're going to push it out all these years so that we can make the most money off of this cure for cancer.
And then we're going to sell it at an exorbitant price.
And that's a villain.
That's just capitalism.
I mean, what greater villain is there?
Reverse Flash, because he's moving on. Reverse Flash, like, the fact that he said he's gonna become a social worker just to raise someone, just to raise him, and just to be his dad, like that's petty. That's villain stuff. That's commitment.
I will agree. I am not sad at the Reverse Flash moving on because he is one of my favorite villains. So
yeah, that's super petty. Like, and that's villain. Like, you know, you're a villain. Like all those things. The fact that he went to his baseball game just so he wouldn't make a catch.
He pushed him down the stairs as a kid.
Like, that's just
true.
He's just a bad person. Bane versus Penguin, Mike.
I'm gonna go with Penguin just for Danny DeVito.
Okay.
Chance.
I love Bane, so
Cameron.
I'm going to go with Bane just for Tom Hardy.
Travi.
I'm going to go with Bane just for whoever played him in the one with bat nipples.
Kevin Nash, right?
Kevin Nash wasn't Bane.
I'm almost sure.
I'm positive he wasn't.
It was definitely. I'm almost sure it was a professional wrestler.
Kevin
but
Nash
that's my least favorite Bane ever.
I was joking.
That ain't Bane.
Okay.
Oh, so I'm gonna go with Penguin because Danny DeVito. Even though I do like Bane in The Dark Knight Rises.
Jeep Swinson.
I swear it was a wrestler.
Hot take: Dark Knight Rises is underrated. I'd argue it's probably as good as The Dark Knight.
Ooh, I think it's underrated as well. I don't know that I would go that far.
Oh,
it's better than Batman Begins.
What'd you say, Travis?
He is a wrestler. I don't know what.
I don't know either.
Was, but
I know Kevin Nash was Shredder. No, yeah.
Yeah, he was Shredder.
he
was Super
Shredder.
Shredder. Yeah, he's Super Shredder.
So who did you go with, Damone?
I went with Penguin because of Danny DeVito.
Hey.
Ooh.
Sinestro
it's like
versus Black Manta.
I can't tell if he's being Penguin or Frank Reynolds. It's like the exact same character.
They are the same character.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah,
It works for either one.
it really does.
Right? Can I? In
They
this
would
difficult
both
time,
decide-
can I offer you an egg?
They would both just start to bite people or fish.
Travi, Sinestro or Black Manta?
I like both of these characters. I think they're a little underrated overall. But I'm gonna go Black Manta. I really like the idea of Aquaman and his goons.
I really
Goons being
just
the bad
don't.
guys.
I hate being that stereotypical person, but I just can't get into Aquaman at all. I tried. I even tried with the new movies. I just can't do it.
Oh, I can give you some Aquaman reading Rex because there's some great Aquaman stories.
Is there?
out
I just it's him and fucking was it Green Arrow outside of Stephen Amell. Just so boring.
Green Arrow's the shit. Fuck you.
Green Arrow in the show is great, but the Green Arrow character,
He's a great. Get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up.
Cameron.
what was the last Green Arrow comic you read, Travis?
I don't read fucking comic books. I watch
Exactly.
fucking movies and TV shows.
He's
dum-dum.
in one thing.
No, he's not. He's in multiple things.
Probably in Justice League.
He's in Justice League. He's in Young Justice. He's in Batman: Brave and the Bold. Like, keep going. What else you want?
Yeah, and all those iterations suck.
I'm voting Sinestro.
Chance.
I love both of these characters a lot. I mean, I brought them both to the table. I love that Black Manta is just a pirate. Like that's his whole thing. He's a pirate, but like the best pirate. But I got to go for Sinestro. If you have never read the Sinestro Corps War comic book, it is maybe the greatest comic book story of all time, and he is a great villain in it.
Okay. Mike.
I'm also going Sinestro.
Okay. Sinestro moves on. I'll vote for Black Manta. I don't really know either of them, so
You're missing
Darkseid.
out.
Darkseid versus Deathstroke. I've never seen any of the Aquaman. Yeah, Darkseid versus Deathstroke. Mike.
Darkseid's definitely more powerful, but Deathstroke is fucking cool. So for Deathstroke.
Chance.
I'm going Deathstroke. Judas Contract is one of my great favorite storylines of all time.
Cameron.
I'm going to vote for Darkseid. I just think I don't know if he's more interesting than Deathstroke, but I mean, I've recently reread Mr. Miracle, like the Tom King story, and it's fantastic. Darkseid eats a baby carrot in it, and it's very menacing.
Travi.
I'm gonna go with Darkseid because he has laser beams that shoot out of his eyes that chase you.
Really, you're gonna go Darkseid, not Slade?
Yeah, I like
Okay.
Slade. I like Slade versus Grayson as a like forever feud in my opinion. I feel like it's just one site with them.
Fucking Joe Manganiello. He needs his Dark Deathstroke movie, man. He was Deathstroke, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, in
Pretty
Arrow,
sure
wasn't
he was Deathstroke.
He was pretty fantastic.
Wasn't he in the movie? Who was the one in the end of was it one of the Snyder movies? On the
Justice
boat.
League.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it
it
Joe
looks like-
Manganiello?
Yeah, it
I have
is.
no idea.
It's Joe. Yeah.
Right. He looks so fucking cool. That's what we need.
Remember when I said we were probably gonna have enough time to explain all of these?
Yeah, you were wrong, and I knew you
Well,
were.
Here we
fucking-
are.
Mike continues to bring up casting on every fucking movie he's ever seen.
Hell yeah.
Keep it pushing.
I'm gonna go with Darkseid because he looks cooler.
What?
That's fair.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I didn't read comic books, and I've barely watched any like cartoons or anything. So for those ones, for the lesser known or the ones I don't really know, I'm just going off who looks cooler.
You look cool
Fight-
if you did watch the cartoon.
Fight me.
He,
he is
he
basically
definitely
evil
doesn't
god.
fucking look cooler, man. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Deathstroke
that-
looks cooler by far.
You know what I hate about Deathstroke? I hate when Deathstroke has the fucking mullet. Just not what I pictured Deathstroke having. Fucking hate it.
Got a mullet under there.
A mullet. It's always, he's got a mullet and a
He's-
ponytail.
He's really just Joe Dirt.
Like fucking stop it. You don't get how a fucking high top fade, fucking or a fucking what do they call it in military?
Oh,
Like a crew cut?
like a crew cut,
No, like when it's like a
buzz cut.
Like a
It's
flat
like a-
top?
flat top.
Flat
So you
top,
got
yeah.
he's got a flat
Who's got
top
that flat
and
top?
a ponytail. He's got a flat top and a ponytail.
Top,
I hate
top.
it. You can go to hell.
That is a look.
Yeah, there you go.
No, it's not.
I didn't say it was a good look.
Catwoman versus Superboy Prime, Travi.
Personally, I'm gonna vote for Catwoman, even though I don't think anybody beats Superboy Prime.
Okay. Cameron.
I brought Superboy Prime to the table, and I want to vote for him. I just think he's such a good villain, just like super interesting, really tragic, but also just the biggest jerk in the world, and I absolutely hate his guts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Chance.
You want to talk about petty. You talk about Superboy Prime, who his whole thing is he wants to be the only Superman in the multiverse. So he'll kill a Superman as a baby. He'll knock the rocket into black holes. He just wants to be the only Superman in the whole multiverse. And that's a great villain. And I've never really considered Catwoman a villain. So
What do you consider? Anti-hero?
She's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Hero,
A petty thief.
a complicated character.
Fair.
Okay. Mike.
All right, so Catwoman has broken my heart by not marrying Batman. Look, man, I was so pumped. Like they had the announcement and everything. I have got it here somewhere. And you know that whole arc, the wedding and all this other stuff, and then nothing. And my heart was fucking broken. So that's. But you're right. She's not really that much of a villain. She's just. She did break Bruce Wayne's heart, but we're gonna go Superboy Prime.
I'm also going Superboy Prime because Catwoman never felt like a villain to me. She always she's an anti-hero. Like she's a thief. She's a thief, but like she does good sometimes.
When Lex Luthor was a in between good guy and bad guy, that made him a good bad guy. But when Catwoman is in between being a good guy,
Because
and
he
bad
was
guy,
all
bad
guy, but he was always a bad guy. Like his intentions were to just
You're always evil.
Sounds like you're moving the goalpost here, bud.
No, Catwoman always had the best.
It's all
intentions.
Calvin Ball.
It's all Calvin Ball.
But Lex Luthor was always a bad guy. He always had bad intentions at heart.
That's not what you said earlier, bitch.
You never knew what his real intentions were, but he knew. They were always bad.
You don't know what you-
Brainiac versus General Zod. Mike.
Oh, it's Brainiac. It's 1,000% Brainiac.
Chance.
I'm going with Brainiac as well.
Cameron.
I'm also going to say Brainiac.
Travi.
Zod sucks. It's Brainiac.
I can't let my boy Zod get swept, so I'm giving him the sympathy vote.
Kind of wish Starro was on this.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so
He's a giant starfish that he
I
has
do know.
a bunch of babies and they go out of your face and he,
yeah.
You see him and you go, a star. Oh.
and then
So-
you die.
Can I rectify my stake and make an argument for Captain Cold before this next round?
Sure.
yeah. So this is I'm gonna announce it real quick. So it's Captain Cold versus Raj Al Ghul.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Captain
Convince us.
Cold is very close to my heart. He is this villain with a conscience. Like he's villainy, but villainy controlled. That he doesn't kill women and children when he does his crimes. He just has this moral compass, but yet he is a guy who has been beat up by family and society and is just trying to make it in this world. And all he knows how to do is build this one pistol that can go down to absolute zero. And a lot of people are like, oh, all he has is a cold gun. But there's this there's this scene I love in something called Rogue's Rebellion,
Mhm.
where a speedster is like, you guys never messed with or you guys never could kill the Flash, and he takes out his gun, he distracts him, takes out his gun, freezes the speedster's leg and shatters it, and he's like, I never killed the Flash out of respect. And he's just like, he's epic.
Okay. So you're going with, I'm assuming, Captain Cold, right?
Oh, 100%. It's not even close.
Okay. Travi.
It's Raj Al Ghul.
Cameron.
I'm gonna pick Captain Cold. Also, I just love the Flash and his rogues gallery.
Mike.
Oh, I'm also going Captain Cold. When I first saw Captain Cold on the Flash show, man, I geeked out so hard.
Mhm.
I think it was my Facebook cover picture for the longest time. Him and what you call? I can't think of his brother's name.
Heatwave?
Yeah, and then mostly because I was also a huge Prison Break fan, so seeing them two together, man, fantastic. And yeah, no, Captain Cold for sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I
could
didn't-
be the Lex Luthor level threat, but he chooses not to be, and that's awesome.
I'm gonna give it a vote to Raj, even though Captain Cold does seem pretty cool. See what I did there? Reverse
You didn't do it on
Flash.
purpose.
Reverse Flash versus Bane. Mike.
I'm gonna go with Reverse Flash because Travi made some good points.
Thank you.
Chance.
I agree. Reverse Flash.
Cameron.
Same Reverse Flash.
I love Bane, but
Travi.
You know what it is.
Bane.
I'll give a vote for Bane just so he doesn't get swept. I
Wow,
feel like
we haven't had a
Bane
sweep
doesn't
yet.
deserve to get swept.
I think this is the first time we haven't had a sweep yet.
Sinestro versus Darkseid. Travi.
Dark side. He has lasers that shoot from his eyes that chase you.
Cameron.
I'm gonna vote for Sinestro.
Chance.
I mean, a vote for Sinestro is a vote for fascism, but I have to vote for Sinestro at this
I don't
point.
think Darkseid is that different.
No, I don't think so either.
Well, he just wants to turn the entire population of the Earth into parademons. I mean, that's not.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Anti-life equation.
Mike.
I'm also gonna go dark. Well, I'm gonna go Dark Side. I was gonna go Sinestro, but I'm gonna go with Dark Side. He's definitely a better villain.
No.
I'm gonna go with Darkseid.
Oh, my heart. It's fine.
So Superboy Prime versus Brainiac. Mike.
It's Brainiac.
Chance.
I gotta go Superboy Prime.
Cameron.
Oh no. I think I'm gonna go with Brainiac because I really love the things that come as a result of Brainiac, namely Brainiac 2 and Brainiac 5.
I like Brainiac 2 and 5 as well.
He's not even voting for the original. He's voting for the sequel. Superboy
Travi.
Prime.
From what I know of the two, I'm gonna go Superboy Prime. He seems more of a hater.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta be a good hater.
Yeah,
so
most villains are haters. They're villains because they're a hater.
He's the haterist hater.
He seems almost on the same level of petty as Reverse Flash, and I'm about that life. I want them to go toe to toe.
He definitely is. He once found the writers of DC Comics in the comic and tried to get them to write out all of their Superman in DC.
That is super petty, and I love that. I'll break the fourth wall just to get rid of all these other motherfuckers.
Makes sense because it's part of it's a multiverse.
Yeah.
Captain Cold versus Reverse Flash. Travi.
Reverse Flash.
Cameron.
Captain Cold.
Chance.
Captain Cold.
This is bullshit. Captain Cold shouldn't be.
Mike.
Captain Cold's about to win because of Mike.
Oh hell yeah, it's Captain Cold.
I'm gonna give it my vote to Reverse Flash because those are petty goals.
I think if we came down to it, Reverse Flash, Eobard Thawne, I can't say it's a terrible name.
You said it right.
Yeah, did I?
Is it the best name?
I haven't heard it in years being said out loud, but yeah, it's Captain Cold.
I'll lay my cards out on the table. Captain Cold is my favorite character in all of comics. So, like, not just DC supervillain.
Darkseid versus Superboy Prime. Mike.
Is it me? I'm going with Superboy Prime.
Chance.
I gotta go with Superboy Prime. He's just so funny.
Cameron.
I'm gonna vote Darkseid because Darkseid is.
That's true.
He is.
Travi.
Superboy Prime, because if I can't get Reverse Flash, I want fucking at least one petty motherfucker wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote Superboy Prime as well. Petty.
He's not gonna
Hater,
win.
hate.
These three are strong arming Captain Cold through.
I like Captain Cold.
I
So
love
the
Captain
finals is Captain Cold versus Superboy Prime. Who would have thunk it?
Not me.
Travi.
If you would have told me fucking Captain Cold was gonna be in the fucking finals of the best DC villains of any tournament ever, I'd have laughed at you.
I think pre Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, I would have agreed with you.
He is great in that show.
Yeah,
It's we're gonna go with Superboy Prime because I'm pissed.
I'm sorry. We'll never come on again.
You're not sorry. Don't lie to me. Patronize
Cameron.
me.
I'm also gonna go with Superboy Prime, just because he's the absolute worst.
Chance.
I mean that is an argument. He is the worst. But if I'm picking the best villain, the one I like want to read a comic of, I'm going with Captain Cold.
I'm
Mike.
just gonna tie it up with Captain Cold. Damone, go with what you know.
Okay, so both of them seem like cool characters, but we're saying we're saying best villain. Captain Cold has an honor code.
He also is an anti-hero for the most part.
So that means he's not
At least
the
now he
best villain. He's got some sort of honor code where Superboy Prime is fucking petty, don't give a shit. If you're a Superman, you dying. So
He
I
tried
gotta
to
go
get
with
written off TV.
Right. He tried to
Hey, you know that pencil that you're using to write with? Put it upside down.
I can
Real,
imagine
like Animaniacs level of.
I can imagine them like going to a comic book store, buying all the Superman comics that aren't him, and just shredding them just to get rid
I
of
feel
them.
like he would just eye lasers, but
Yeah, whatever.
And he literally punches universes apart. So
Right, just because he wants to be the only one. So yeah, I'm going with Superboy Prime. Like,
Yes.
he's petty, like petty goals. Like, he's a hater, and that's what the best villains generally are. They're haters.
I feel like this turned into who could be the pettiest villain.
But you also said Captain
Pettiest
Cold isn't
DC
always.
villain.
You said
Well,
yourself
now
that
he-
he's
na-
right now he's an anti-hero.
Now
so I
he
can't vote
is.
for him to be the best villain.
As
if
far
he's
as
an
I,
anti-hero.
yeah, I mean, he
Also,
definitely came more
we
to
said
language.
it's based off of what we believe to be the version of best. What does best mean to us? To me, to be the best villain, you got to be petty. That's
You gotta
what I
be a
believe in my
hater.
heart.
true.
Yeah.
I see to me the best one is like the most interesting, the one I want to pick up. If I was going
Right.
to see two comics, which one would I want?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
And Lex is a hater too. Like Lex
Lex
is
is-
petty.
Oh, Lex is the biggest
He's
hater.
a hater.
I just learned about all these reverse flash facts
Yeah.
last night by accident. Like, I wasn't searching this information out. Someone in a group chat I'm in sent this in the group chat. Was like, "Hey man, that boy Zoom is a hater. Like, for real, look at all this shit." And I was looking at this, and then I didn't know we were doing. I don't do my fucking homework. I didn't know we were doing best DC villains for this episode until Damone said it on air. And I was like, I got to get that fucking picture out. Where's
It's
that?
not
fucking
that it
list?
wasn't in the group chat 1,000 times.
To be fair, it's in there once, but
Mike? Okay,
No, it's
act
in there
like-
at least.
hold on,
It's in there at
hold on,
least
hold on.
twice,
Don't do that.
including
Don't do this.
today.
Don't do this.
Biggest
Don't do this.
podcast villain.
Act like any other episode. You pay attention to any fucking.
I
thing,
know
Mike.
what the I
Because
know
you're
what the
fucking
topics
excited,
are going to be.
excited that your
I know what
heroes
the
are on.
topics are going to be.
You guys are his heroes. He's been talking
Always-
about you for like 3 weeks.
yeah,
I've been binging him for 3
like this
weeks.
is probably been the most prepared he's been
Literally.
ever on an episode.
To be fair, I already knew. I didn't have to be prepared because I knew things for once.
Happy to help you
what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do recommendations. You can recommend anything in the world,
It was-
obviously, except for your own stuff.
At least they didn't pick best
so-
Broadway show because if that would have happened again, whew,
It's Hades Town, though.
Hey, we made that work.
we made it work.
Didn't it get up to 32?
But it was rough.
Yeah, it started at 16. No, it started at 16, and we're like, we don't know if we're gonna make it through. And then we ended up expanding it to 32, and we still had other ones for best Broadway show or
Yeah,
Broadway
best
musical.
Broadway musical.
What,
Yeah, what-
Hamilton?
I think,
I think
Hamilton, won.
That sounds right.
Maybe I don't remember, but it went from
What should've won?
16 and us struggling to 32.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Super sized.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do recommendations. So like I said, it can be anything you want to recommend in the world except for your own stuff, obviously, because we're gonna do that after. So Chance, what do you want to recommend? It could be anything: breathing, a book, water, drink water, anything you want.
Can I do 2 comic book story arcs? Is that okay?
Sure, that's
Yeah.
fine.
So just because we were talking about comic books, one of my favorite storylines of all time that very few people have read is a comic book called Rebels from the mid 2000s. Rebels is an amazing storyline. You get a lot of backstory for Starro in that one. He's the main villain of it, and it's fantastic. And then on the other side of that, on the Marvel side, because that was Rebels is a DC comic. Right now, what's going on in X-Men is really, really cool. They've like formed their own sovereign mutant nation where the villains and the heroes are all working together, and they're like, nah, screw everybody else. Like, what's good for mutant kind? And they've colonized Mars and made it the center of the solar system because it's more advanced than Earth. So the Intergalactic Council thinks our solar system is run by Mars now. And it's really interesting stuff.
This is something interesting. Jeff Bezos trying to do that. Mike.
Did they both go?
Or sorry, Cameron.
Yeah, I'm going to recommend a book series that I've read all that are currently out. But it's by a guy named Andrew Rowe. It's called Arcane Ascension. And it's like the most video game book I've ever read. That's not like, Ready Player One. I'm just going to do like fan service, throw out all these terms. But it just feels like you're reading like an RPG. But it's got like a cool magic systems where people have different magic powers and they go to a magic school that's like way cooler than Hogwarts. Super powerful, good guys and bad guys kind of going toe to toe, and it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it.
Okay. Mike.
So I'm gonna go with. So there's only one season long, and so we had a snow day today because nobody could leave their house basically, and there was like 2 feet of snow, and so my girlfriend and I both called off work, and we watched one of her favorite anime, Dead Man Wonderland. It's only one season. It's only 12 episodes. The company went bankrupt before they could finish this. I would assume either the second season or the second half of the first season. So it kind of isn't the most satisfying ending, but it's a really fun watch, really fun anime.
It falls into my rule where it can only be one season. So maybe I'll check it out. What's it?
Dead
what's
Man
it called?
Wonderland.
You'll have to message me that.
Okay.
Travi.
I recommend a YouTube show called Good Mythical Morning. It's one of my favorite YouTube shows. I watch it every weekday.
Is that written link?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I
you can
know
also check
of
out their
them, but I don't
podcast, which is Ear Biscuits, which is a little bit more conversation based, less games and stuff. They're just talking about different shit. Good time.
I'm gonna recommend another podcast that I like. I'm a season behind, but my dad wrote a porno. It's literally that a guy's dad started writing pornos, and they read them, and they're funny because the dad's like a 70-year-old British guy, and he runs out of words for vagina pretty quickly. He's on I think they're up to like book like 5. And he also doesn't understand like women's anatomy because he talks about like hitting the cervix, which is like not humanly possible.
I was thinking like, and then her head turned 180 degrees.
There's a point where one of the characters has like the man has a penis transplant and his sperm comes out, I think,
What?
blue.
Get the fuck out of here.
His sperm comes out blue.
Like it
It's a funny podcast because like they read it and like they know it's ridiculous, but it's really funny. So yeah, check that out. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do plugs. So Cameron and Chance, tell the people where they can find your show and yourselves.
Yeah, so we are Boy Meets World Fever. That's the name of our show. And you can find it anywhere you get podcasts, I'm pretty sure. So you can definitely check us out. We are just starting season 5. I think it comes out this week of Boy Meets World, which is when they start their senior year. It starts to get really dramatic. But it's a lot of fun. And then you can find me on Twitter at @TheCameronLiner. I'm sometimes funny on there. No one else seems to think so, but I have a good time.
I always like your things.
He's like the only one.
Yeah, he didn't say this, but all of our social media is BG World Fever. So bgworldfever@gmail.com, BG World Fever on Instagram and Twitter, even though we don't tweet very well. I am not a social media guru. But yeah, you can find us on there. And then I think I'm at Chancykins, ChancieKins on Twitter. You can keep up with how I'm doing on Wordle.
That's about all it is right now.
Travi.
You can follow me on all social media at I am Travy T. That's at IAMTRAVVYT on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
I be tweeting and TikToking, so follow me on both at DumbMoneyT13. So it's DAMONEY. The T, the number 1, the number 3. So DumbMoneyT13. Follow me on both.
You can find me on Twitter, hi-fi_Mike, or TikTok, hi-fi Mike. You can find all of our shows on our website at t13media.com. That's the letter T, the number 13 media. So 3 spelled out, then media.com. You can buy a shirt, you can buy a hat, you can buy a mug. You can also rate us, I believe, on Apple Podcasts and now Spotify. So if you listen to the show, you can go to Spotify and you can give us a 5-star rating. That would be fantastic.
If it's not a 5, keep it to your fucking self.
Exactly.
5s are nothing. 5s are nothing. If you're not going to give me a 5, then I don't care. Leave us alone. But that's been this week's episode of Debatable. Case closed.